Hi, Cancer. I'm Ronique, and welcome to Scorpio Soul Time. I hope you all are doing well. Welcome to your November 2024 tarot reading. We're going to look at the astrological energies of the month of November. This continues to be a very dynamic time of the year. November brings some really huge dates. We have Pluto moving back into Aquarius for the next 20 years. Saturn in Pisces retrograde finally ends, but Mercury in Sagittarius retrograde actually will be beginning. And the biggest news probably of November is obviously the US elections. Regardless if you live in the US or not, it will affect the entire world. But astrologically, it's a huge time because Mars in Cancer moves into Leo and opposes Pluto at that 29th degree of Capricorn right before moving into Aquarius just a week later. So lots going on. Let's get right into it. Cancer, check the description box below for all the important dates. You start off the first week of November with the Five of Swords in the reverse, as well as the Six of Wands also in reverse. Second week of November finds you with the Ace of Cups, as well as the Six of Pentacles in the reverse. Third week of the month, Ace of Pentacles in the reverse. Lots of reversals here, Cancer. Looks like you have a lot going on this month, as well as the Ten of Pentacles. You all have some really nice pentacle energy going on, Cancer. And you end the month, look at that Capricornian energy right around that time that Pluto is moving out of the sign and moving into Aquarius. And lastly, Queen of Swords. Big decisions are made by the end of the month. So, you all already have a lot going on, Capricorn. I just said Capricorn. I saw that devil card. You all have a lot going on, Cancer, and we have only pulled one set of cards for you all. So let's go ahead and see what Spirit has for you for the energy that you bring into the month of November. Spirit, if you can send my Cancerians a card representing the energy they take out of October and bring into the month of November. And you have the Chariot card, but it is in the reverse. So Chariot card is that Cancerian energy moving forward, feeling like you have the reins, right? Feeling like you are in control. The Chariot card, though, in reverse does suggest you feeling like things were out of your hands, like you were not able to hold on to the reins. And I do think this has to deal with your work. I'm saying that because I see all of these pentacles. I see that Five of Swords and Six of Wands that first week of the month. So there definitely is something around you feeling like someone else has taken control away from you. I do think that this month of November, you're going to see this. I think it's going to be a tug of war between you and what you want and possibly the people around you. Keep as much control as you can, Cancer, but realize that Mars in Cancer this month, then going into Leo, that's going to be a lot of opposition. And I do think that you all could have some challenging times with that. I say that especially because you have this Devil and Queen of Swords at the end of the month. You have that Six of Wands and Five of Swords, both in reverse, and then all that Pentacle energy. So that definitely to me is looking like job, people at your job, colleagues, bosses, some tension there. But let's go ahead and ask Spirit to send you an oracle message. If you can send my Cancerians an oracle message, Spirit, see what they have for you. Financial and material changes. Now, what did I just say about all of that Pentacle energy? This is definitely talking about your job, definitely talking about your money. Financial and material changes doesn't always have to be negative, but remember the number 5 is strife. It is complications. It is things not always going one way or the other in your favor. But I will tell you, I think you do all have some positive energy here with that 10 of Pentacles, 6 and Ace. Even though some of them are in reverse, there is a chance for you all to make this what you want it to be, but you're going to have to be patient and you're going to have to be persistent. That's what I just heard. Patience and persistence is what is going to pay off for you this month, Cancer. Now, I will tell you that anytime you come into a month starting off with the Six of Wands and the Five of Swords, to me, that is conversations around someone got a raise, someone got some type of recognition, and it probably wasn't you, or maybe a friend of yours or a colleague was passed up for something. October 30th, Mercury in Scorpio opposite Uranus in Taurus. This is conversations around money, around power. Who is it that holds the purse strings? Scorpio New Moon on the 1st, and then Mercury enters Sagittarius on the 2nd. Someone at your job, this does feel like colleagues and someone who is not getting along, or this could have been back in October and you're still having reoccurring themes here in November. Use this time though, Cancer, to get really crystal clear on what you want. You need to pull back the reins and get control of what it is that you can. If it's one of these kind of situations where you don't feel like you have control, think to yourself, how can you get into control? Can you go talk to someone? Is there a way that you can bring a little more of comfort into your own wheelhouse? And I feel like that financial and material change is asking you to be really patient with the energy. I do think once Mercury enters Sagittarius on the 2nd, things could start getting a little lighter for you. But I will tell you, one day later, Mars and Cancer opposite Pluto and Capricorn at 29 degrees. That same day, Mars enters Leo. This is an opposition of not getting along, people not jiving together. Okay, so really just keep that in mind, Cancer. Don't lose your cool. This energy will move on. I do think that we are coming into the US elections on November 5th. As I have told other signs, even if you are not a US citizen, this will affect the world. And I do think that that Mars in Cancer in your sign is going to be a big factor, especially since it opposes Pluto in Capricorn at that 29th degree, and then Mars moves into Leo. So big time once we get into the election time. I do not think we're going to have a winner by the end of the night on November 5th. I do think that that opposition is going to bring up something. I do think in our own world, I do think that you all, looks like November 7th, Mercury enters retrograde shadow in Sagittarius, Venus enters Capricorn on the 11th. And then by the time we get to the 15th, Saturn retrograde ends in Pisces. So this is great news for most of us. I do think that you all are dealing with some colleagues or yourself who didn't get a raise, didn't get a bonus, but somewhere you all are feeling okay with it. Meaning, I feel like you all are not worried about the financial possible loss. Instead, you are intuitively figuring out how can you pivot. And I think that's what that financial and material change is. This may not even be you. This could be your spouse. This could be a family member. This could be just a friend or colleague. But somewhere here, you're not worrying about it. You're looking back at that financial and material change and realizing, you know what? I'm going to do my finances over. I'm going to help my friend do her finances over. We're going to get it all going so we're not worried. And I think that that's what is most important here. And I do think that by time we move into November 15th, this is when we have a Taurus full moon. At this full moon, you all have lots of money cards here. So pay attention to your family finances. Some of you all could be getting a raise, or possibly your spouse gets a raise. With the Ace of Pentacles in reverse, though, pay attention to not losing money, but it almost feels like you had a chance to have a different life of money, if that makes sense. That's what I heard, life of money. Maybe a job opportunity comes in. Maybe you quickly passed over it, or your spouse did. Remember family around this time, because it looks like you all have some really happy family news. but something comes in where maybe you just dismiss it and you shouldn't, okay? So by the time we get to the 21st of November, Sun enters Sagittarius. So that's really good news for most people. Sagittarius is usually a more lighter energy than Scorpionic energy. But I do think that by time you are ending the month, Cancer, it looks like December 15th, Mercury, November 25th to December 15th, Mercury retrograde begins in Sag. And then on December 1st is a Sagittarius new moon. Now, I do think that many of you all are facing a major decision. This is either a boss or someone who is demanding something of you, or possibly your spouse is getting I just heard reprimanded, but maybe not reprimanded like they're going to get fired, but there's something strong here around Capricornian energy dictating something get done. And I do think that you're going to be going back to that financial and material changes card and figuring out where is it that you all need to pivot. If one of you all needs to find a different employer, if you all need to, if one of you gets laid off, maybe you have some other kind of financial windfall that comes in later on. Remember, you did have these pentacles here, but there's something here that changes based on someone who is higher up, an institution or the organization you work for. Pay attention to this, Cancer. This is going to be with you all for a while. I do think it could be into 2025 before you're really seeing some relief from that. So you're going to need to determine whether or not you want to stay at your current employer or if it is time to move on. So big month for us all, Cancer. Take a look at your sun, moon, and rising signs in this video series, and I'll talk to you later.